Tom Atkins, B-movie badass. Greetings and salutations everyone out there, Astronomicon fans old and new, and welcome to Astronomicon-fidential. With Astronomicon season approaching and the excitement level for February 7th, 8th, and 9th in Sterling Heights, Michigan increasing, Astronomicon-fidential is here to give you a peek behind the curtain and into the dossiers of Astronomicon 3's amazing slate of celebrity guests. This time, we're talking about B-movie badass and 50-plus year veteran of stage and screen. He's portrayed several legendary genre roles and worked with legendary writers and directors like John Carpenter, Stephen King, and George Romero. Astronomicon 3 is excited to welcome actor Tom Atkins to the Astronomicon family. Tom joins us in Sterling Heights via Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. As a youth there, he was an avid sci-fi and horror fan, regularly citing Howard Hawks' The Thing from Another World as one of his favorite films. Tom enlisted in the United States Navy after high school and after his service attended Duquesne University in Pittsburgh as a member of the Gamma Phi fraternity, all the while taking acting classes and putting in work in both the local Pittsburgh theater scene and some on and off Broadway productions. He then went west to Los Angeles and scored his first movie role in 1968's The Detective, starring the chairman of the board, Frank Sinatra, Jack Klugman, and Robert Duvall. A dozen or so years would go by before Tom's entrance into the sci-fi and horror genres that would make him a legend, but he would make a name for himself on television portraying police officers, detectives, and other tough guy authoritarian types. He'd show up in America's living rooms on network staples Hawaii Five-0, Serpico, The Rockford Files, and portraying Vic on Beretta all through the 70s, leading up to a fortuitous night meeting horror luminary John Carpenter at a screening for his masterpiece Halloween. This meeting would lead to Tom appearing in a trio of John Carpenter's films. First, as Nick Castle in 1980's The Fog, opposite the young, newly crowned Halloween scream queen Jamie Lee Curtis. 1981 put him employing Kurt Russell's Snake Plissken in Escape from New York, and then a leading role as a drunk womanizing doctor named Daniel Chalice in 1982's Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, a film that, while lambasted at release due to unfulfilled expectations of a Michael Myers-centric sequel, has found new appreciation in fans every year since as an underrated jewel. Tom nearly made his 80s a John Carpenter four-peat, being a contender for the lead in The Thing before Kurt Russell ultimately got that role. 1982 continued his horror path, with him showing up in a small but pivotal role in the vignettes at the center of George Romero's Creepshow, written by Stephen King. 1986's Night of the Creeps cemented Tom in the hearts of horror fans with his over-the-top portrayal of Detective Ray Cameron, going to war against a horde of alien slug-controlled zombies and delivering his self-described, very favorite performance. As he told Classic Horror Magazine, "It was the most fun film I've ever worked on. It was a pure giggle from beginning to end. The director, Fred Decker, was very young and very talented. I think he wrote a terrific film that was kind of a big put-on of 50s horror, and I had great lines in that movie."
Thrill me. Thrill me. Thrill me. Thrill me. The good news is your dates are here.
What's the bad news?
They're dead. It's Miller time.
Nobody can argue with that. Tom followed that up with a big-budget supporting role as Michael Hunziker in Richard Donner's blockbuster action hit Lethal Weapon, alongside Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. He was involved in the villainous Shadow Company and met a nasty end at the hands of Gary Busey and his sniper scope. Top billing in 1988's Maniac Cop over the King Bruce Campbell was a testament to the high demand that allowed Tom to spread his craft off the big screen and flex his talents on television and the stage all through the 80s, 90s, and into the 2000s. MASH, Quincy M.E., St. Elsewhere, T.J. Hooker, The Equalizer, Walker, Texas Ranger, Xena, Warrior Princess, Homicide, Oz, Law and Order. You couldn't escape his high and tight haircut and authoritative figure even if you wanted. Tom never slacked on his live stagecraft either. From winning the 1973 Drama Desk Award for Most Promising Performer to his one-man show The Chief, a biographical look at Pittsburgh Steelers founder Art Rooney that was adapted to film in 2010. 2014 marked the release of Apocalypse Kiss with fellow Astronomicon 3 guest Lloyd Kaufman. He just never stops working. Trick with Omar Epps and Jamie Kennedy was completed in 2019, the third of a trio of films starting with Drive Angry and My Bloody Valentine that Tom performed in under the direction of Michael Lussier. His most recent film, Encounter, is available on most streaming platforms and shows that talent and genre relevancy knows no age. 2019 may actually have been Tom Atkins' most successful year to date, 51 years after his big screen debut. Beyond Fest Los Angeles hosted the first ever Tomothon, a sold-out triple feature of Season of the Witch, Night of the Creeps, and The Fog. He was honored with the Horror Hound Film Fest Legend Award in 2019, and he was immortalized as a Ray Cameron action figure by Toy Geniuses NECA as part of Shout Factory's Blu-ray re-release of Night of the Creeps. Tom's 2020 shows no signs of being any different, with John Carpenter's 2019 Halloween reboots being completed and streaming service Shudder airing the reboot of Creepshow. Who knows? We may see Tom Atkins reprise one of his legendary roles, even if just for a cameo. His convention appearances are described as friendly and personable, with a willingness to spend time talking, especially with new fans just now discovering his films. The roles Tom Atkins played generally smoked too much, drank too much, and were unrepentant womanizers. But Tom is an interesting, multi-talented, and accomplished badass, and I can't wait to meet him this February at Astronomicon. Will you be there? February 7th, 8th, and 9th only at the Wyndham Garden in Sterling Heights, Michigan, Tom Atkins joins a lineup including Richard Brake and Bill Moseley from Three from Hell, Dirt Nasty aka Simon Rex, and many, many more. I'll be there. My name is Chuck Reeves, and you can catch me in the Astronomicon panel room. And until next time, this has been Astronomicon-fidential.
Stop it now, turn it off, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it!
Hey guys, room. Come and join.